Hello,
Okay.
Professor.
Hello. Hi.
Thank you so much for giving me another time for coming and asking questions.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for
Thank
this
you so
opportunity
much.
again.
Thank you. Yes, it's great honor for us to come here and ask you the questions. Thank you. For the first question, if you let me, I want to ask you, what are the most important lessons you have learned from using the Ichimoku system in your own trading?
So the most important lesson I learned was the simplicity. Definitely, because I was using so many indicators before I started to read these books and so many strategies and signals to apply. I used to have like 6 screens in front of me, and I was referring to so much data and indicators, and I was excited first to be able to trade like that, but sometimes some information contradicts, right? One of the information says bullish, but the other information or signal says bearish, and sometimes I didn't know which one to follow. So after I started to read this Ichimoku, and really after I started to apply this Ichimoku concept philosophy, simplicity, then I deleted all the indicators and only use the price action candlesticks and Ichimoku, and things that to make much more sense to me. So simplicity is a key.
Yes, exactly. Based on your experience, what are the most common mistakes traders make when using Ichimoku strategies, and how can they be avoided from them?
I think there are 2 common mistakes that I can think of now, and one is they tend to study entry signals first, and that really psychologically or in terms of the learning process, if you look for entry strategy or the best entry strategies, then you are missing the bigger picture. So I think that's one of the common mistakes for the newbie traders, because I was also the one too. That's why I was using so many indicators to really perfect the entry part. But as time goes on, I found it's not really the answer. But we have to know the bigger picture of the market as a bird's eye view, and analyze markets in different dimensions. So I think that's one of the common mistakes, to look for, to study entry signals first. And the second common mistake I think is that Ichimoku usually, not only Ichimoku but also in any fields, is that people may tend to study advanced strategies first,
Yes.
before mastering the basics. So they have to know the basics first in order to build up the knowledge. But if they study, let's say, time cycles first, then there's no way to be able to apply time cycles in the correct way before understanding the essence of Ichimoku, essence of 5 lines. Yes. So I think same is true in mathematics too, in your field. Like if you don't know the basics of calculations, you cannot study advanced calculations.
Exactly.
You have no idea what's going on. You just memorize calculations, just memorize the formula, but you don't know the basics.
Exactly.
So it doesn't work that way, right?
Exactly. And another misunderstanding that I can suppose is the newbies such as me suppose that if I applied lots of indicators, lots of moving averages, lots of different techniques on my chart, it will become more accurate entry. However, it makes me to go in the wrong way more.
Right.
What is your advice for me that I think I should apply lots of techniques, lots of indicators, lots of moving averages? What do you suggest me in order to avoid from this?
Yeah, so to me, it sounds like you want whatever indicators you want to apply.
Yes.
It's like it seems to be it's like you don't know which ones are most important to use yet. Like when you go to the buffet restaurant, you just take all the food on your plate and you take too much then you cannot finish it.
Exactly.
It sounds to me it's like that. So you have to know first exactly what you want to select, what you want to use in study among millions of indicators, and just master it. Just master one, then that will do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For the next question, what advice you give to novice traders who are just starting to learn the Ichimoku system?
So again, I would say that master the basics with the 5 lines first is very important. And concept philosophy of Ichimoku is very important too. Yeah, because everything that's created in this world has philosophy and concept background. Without understanding the concept, you may not be able to use it correctly. Like for example, you cannot cut let's say you cannot cut like a big chunk of meat with scissors, right?
Yes.
You have to use big knife to cut big chunk of meat. So you have to know exactly in what situations, what strategies or what technical analysis to use. But if you don't know the concept of the Ichimoku, then you may not be able to use it perfectly.
Perfect.
So again, perfect the concept of Ichimoku and 5 lines is I think the most important.
Excellent. For the next question, if you let me, I want to ask, do the books address the psychological aspects of trading with the Ichimoku system? How do they recommend traders deal with the emotional highs and lows?
So Ichimoku books talk about psychology, but more into philosophy part. And one of the philosophies is to surrender to the market. So whichever the market goes, whichever the direction it goes, you just have to surrender to the market. When it's bullish, you follow bullish. When it's bearish, you follow bearish. When the market goes back, you simply exit with a small loss. Right? So this is philosophical, but he is emphasizing a lot about these concepts also. And in terms of the emotion part, emotion highs and ups and downs, I think one really has to look into why that happens. Why, when you become excited or become happy when you make profits, and why you become sad or frustrated or down when you lose the trade. And if you change the whole mindset towards this perspective, let's say you can think of, for example, when you lose, it's a lesson for you.
Yes.
Then you can appreciate the lesson and you can move forward, right? Instead of just being frustrated, you better learn how to get the most out of these experiences. So this change in perspective is also very important. And he was also having some psychological struggles. I can really feel among his analysis, among the feedbacks of the readers. Sometimes, he even said that he was having his own Ichimoku group in Japan back then. But once he goes into the group, some of the people were using totally different strategy, explaining totally different strategy than Ichimoku. And he was a bit frustrated because this community was to study Ichimoku. But some of the members were using or talking about some different strategies. So he was like, why are you doing this before you master Ichimoku? There's no way to be success in trading that way. So so I think coming back to the question, you have to fit your psychology into the philosophy of the strategy or indicator. And if you really match your personality, your philosophy and strategy philosophy, then I don't think you have emotional ups and downs anymore.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Professor, for your time and
You're
for
welcome.
answering the questions. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
so much.
Most welcome. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you so much. Yes.